13 Loves Pets, sponsored by My Toyota of Muskegon.
Hundreds of thousands of animals sit waiting at local shelters and rescues for a family to call their own. 13 on Your Side's Veronica Ortega has a special story about one dog's journey to happily ever after. She joins us now with more.
Meredith, on the first Sunday of every month, I feature local shelters of rescues and some of the animals they have available for adoption. And thanks to one of those stories, a dog that spent her entire life in a shelter is finally home. In the eyes of Dave and Teresa Dekkinga, their dog Kashmir is perfect.
And being a senior dog, she matches our energy level very well. I mean, I love puppies and so does Dave, but you know, being seniors, she's perfect.
When we first met Kashmir back in September of 2021, she had just arrived at the NOAA project in Muskegon after being transferred from a shelter in Florida.
She was on a euthanasia list, so they had to find a home for her quickly, and we took her in, and she has been in the shelter her entire life.
Kashmir spent 8 years getting shuffled around in the shelter system. She was chosen to be featured on 13 on Your Side's Sunday morning Adopt a Pet segment. That's when she caught the eye of Dave and Teresa.
We had your show on. We always watch your show Sunday morning. And I sat down and I says, honey, this is a beautiful story about Kashmir. Let's go and see her.
The couple wasn't sure if they were ready for another dog after losing their 16-year-old Maltese Yorkie mix, Mia, 2 years ago. But they couldn't resist Kashmir.
My heart was broken. His heart was broken. And it was like, all of a sudden, I just felt like I was missing something.
They moved quickly to fill out an application, and during the meet and greet, it was love at first sight.
So they came back and got us and they said, well, what do you think? Think about it overnight. And no, we're not going to think about it overnight. We want it now. So that was a hit. And she just gave us kisses and she wanted to go home with us.
They all went home that day with big smiles on their faces. The Dekkingas say there's nothing like the love and companionship of a dog.
I think that the thought is that if you're getting a dog from a shelter, there must be something wrong with them. And you need to go because and visit with these dogs, because there are so many of them. There's not a thing wrong with them. She's gonna get up for you.
There you go.
Here. Hi, Mama.
Kashmir has now been in her home for about 5 months. She's spending the winter down south, going for long walks with her pet parents.
There's just something special about giving a senior dog a chance to live out the rest of their life with you.
Kashmir will be spending the rest of her life curled up by the fire with her family close by.
It's going to be very heartbreaking when her time is up, but she's just been so well worth it. And we would do it again.
Right.
From 8 years in a shelter to happily ever after in a forever home. The Dekkingas say they hope others will consider adoption from a shelter or rescue, and maybe even a senior dog like Kashmir.